For Game 2, Mario Pascoli decided to mulligan his opening draw, while Jon Finkel did not. Both players had early drops, although Finkel's Kinsbaile Skirmisher was a little bit more aggressive than Pascoli's Bright Hearth Banneret. He also had the Pestromite to again lock Pascoli out of black mana on his third turn. Pascoli chose to float the mana and lash out the Kinsbaile Skirmisher, and won the clash with a Seething Pathblazer that he sent to the bottom of his deck. Finkel recruited an Avian Changeling to his Air Force, but it was almost immediately shot down by Pascoli's Tarfire. Undeterred, Finkel kept bringing the flyers, and the Mulldrifter that he just cast came complete with 2 brand new cards. Firebelly Changeling got his beat on, and Pascoli also decided to pepper smoke Finkel's Pestromite. After attacking, Pascoli added a Sunflare Shaman and a Soulbright Flamekin to his team. Finkel was now staring down at a decently sized but underpowered force on Pascoli's side of the table. He played a Kithkin Harbinger for a Wizened Sin. Once that hit play, his army would definitely have a leg up on Pascoli's. He then rounded his team out with a Kithkin Zephyronaut. Pascoli sent his Firebelly Changeling in again, and Finkel decided that it wasn't worth trading any of his men since they were about to get a big boost from the Wizened Sin. The board was a giant cluster of creatures at this point. Finkel had a small army of Kithkin with the Sin on the way, and Pascoli had 4 elementals to go along with his Seething Pathblazer. After considering the board a bit, Pascoli decided to shoot the Zephyronaut down with a Shard Volley before it could turn on next turn. Finkel drew his Wizened Sin, played it, and then passed the turn with 4 mana available and 2 cards in hand. Pascoli drew his card and then went into the tank. Since Finkel was playing blue-white, there were any number of cards he could have here. Deciding that the risk wasn't worth it, he eventually decided to just pass the turn back to Finkel. Over the next few turns, the game degenerated into draw-go until Finkel played a Kinsbaile Skirmisher to send his Mulldrifter over for 3. Pascoli had now hit single digits, though Finkel was not too far behind. On his next turn, Pascoli decided the time was right to send in his Seething Pathblazer, and Finkel eventually decided to double block with his Kithkin Harbinger and Kinsbaile Skirmisher. Before first strike damage, Pascoli sacrificed his Soulbright Flamekin and his Banneret to pump the Pathblazer up. Now that Pascoli had sacrificed half his team, Finkel decided to coordinated Barrage the Seething Pathblazer. That's a 3-for-1 there, kids, and you don't find too many people coming back from that at this stage in the game. Finkel tried a Distant Melody on his turn, which prompted Pascoli to kill the Wizened Sin with his Sunflare Shaman in response. Finkel still got to draw 2 though, and seeing as how he had been recently winning the card advantage war, 2 seemed fine. Sin's Heir followed Finkel's team in for an attack, and Pascoli's Firebelly Changeling jumped in front of the Skirmisher. On Finkel's next attack before attackers, Pascoli attempted to Violet Paw Finkel's Mulldrifter. When Finkel showed him the Disperse that would not only counter the Paw but net him 2 more cards, Pascoli conceded. The game count is Jon Finkel 1, Mario Pascoli 1.